Hello, my name is Andrew from Pricer, and I'll be joined today by Michael Dobbs from IBM, who'll be talking about some in-store real-life examples of why understanding the Pricer platform compared to radio frequency differences is critical to the customer experience. Electronic shelf labels are all made from very similar components, regardless of the vendor, especially the e-ink film, which is about 60% of the ESL. The real differences lies in the communication platform, and there are two: radio frequency and Pricer bidirectional diffuse infrared light. We stand alone with light. As retailers move from the legacy era of digital price tags to store floor automation mandated by unified commerce, performance, scalability, predictability, and low latency without sacrificing battery life becomes the real differentiator in order to achieve the full potential of your business objectives or falling short. Without getting overly technical, I'll use two diagrams to highlight the comparative performance data when evaluating the two platforms. Pricer's diffuse light and radio frequency have very different KPIs. Interference from other technologies we don't compete with or interfere with any, while radio competes with a plethora of recently deployed technologies. And it differs throughout the day in different parts of the store, making it less predictable. Time to link a Pricer ESL for the first time to a product on a shelf is about 5 to 10 seconds. With the radio ESLs, it varies based on the amount of interference in the store at the time and location. I've witnessed minutes to hours. Response time to trigger a flash for BOPUS picking, replenishment, or customer loyalty applications, Pricer is sub-second, and we'll examine radio on the next diagram. Pricer can update 30,000 prices in an hour. While radio is limiting out at 5,000, we bring the vision of pricing velocity to a reality. Battery life for Pricer is 15 years for most labels and 10 years for our larger displays. Since radio uses so much more power, the battery life limits out at 5 years and further reduced when introduced flash and more pricing velocity. Since our transceivers trilaterate with light across the ESLs in the stores, automatically geolocating an ESL, thus a product, to a couple feet is no problem. That digital planogram is now very real for picking, replenishment, and customer-facing applications. Radio requires intervention when products relocate and is not dynamic. Now let's do a quick comparison of Pricer's diffuse light platform and radio when comparing response time to flash for BOPUS or replenishment task management and its impact on battery life. Battery life is represented on the left and response time on the bottom. The time it takes the Pricer and radio data points on this slide to build is about 15 seconds. That is how long you'd have to wait to preserve a battery life of 5 years as advertised on an RF platform. As you can see, the response time for Pricer does not affect battery life for up to 15 years and 10 years respectively for the larger displays. Our sub-second response time is reducing picking time by 20 to 50% and replenishment by 20%. The radio frequency response time at 1 second will deplete a battery life on the ESL to under a year, making any business case unattainable. Waiting 15 seconds to attain a 5-year battery life is just not a viable solution. When adding additional price velocity required by real-time unified commerce pricing and promotions on top of flash to enable task management, radio is entering an era of obsolescence. This is further evidenced by recent retailer decision criteria when evaluating store floor automation. The digital price tag is a thing of the past, with very few, if any, deployments beyond the POC when introducing flash and increasing screen changes. So Mike, over to you, and let's hear more about how this impacts the customer experience in the store.
Thanks, Andrew. So let's talk a little bit about how we see retailers today using electronic shelf labels and specifically using the Pricer light technology in order to drive conditions in their stores. The fact that Pricer uses light differentiates them from all of the other electronic shelf labels in the market because of the speed with which they can communicate. And so what we see is there are other companies out there that have this flash technology. That means that there's a light on the shelf label that can flash. So others do that as well, but the difference is pricers do it much quicker. And so as a result of that, if a customer is shopping and wants to find out where, let's say, the Heinz ketchup is, they can see that that's where they are on their shopping list. They can press a button on their app, and all of a sudden, the electronic shelf label will start to flash almost immediately. With the competition, it takes sometimes up to 20 seconds. And so you see customers getting very frustrated as a result of that. Another example, the exact same thing flash, buy online, pick up in store. So retailers today are needing to go and basically shop their own stores. The associates that are shopping the store, they need to be able to quickly find merchandise. And what the flash technology allows the associates to quickly find where the different products are in the store. Now, here's another huge difference. Flash is great. Both of the different technologies enable flash. The Pricer technology using light enables it quicker, which is much better. But the other thing is it uses a lot less power. And so with Pricer, you don't need to change your batteries nearly as often. The result of that is the total cost of ownership goes up significantly with the other companies. With Pricer, it doesn't go up very much because those batteries will last over 10 years, sometimes over 13 years. So that's a huge difference as well. The other thing is, because of the way that the Pricer technology works and these light interactions, it's much easier for the Pricer system to really triangulate within the store the exact location that a product is. And the result of that is that Pricer technology enables stores to actually create a really good in-store planogram at the store level, which can then be used to enable customers to easily find routes through the store in order to get everything on their shopping list. Or again, buy online, pick up in store to allow these BOPIS shoppers to find a quick route through the store to find what they're looking for. So all of these things together, the rapid speed at which the flash works, enabling both customers and associates to quickly find products, this planogram, which allows customers and associates to quickly make it through the store, as well as battery life, are all huge, huge points. If you have any questions about how electronic shelf labels work, about what the differences are between the radio and the light technologies, or how IBM can help to drive a better understanding of analytics and dynamic pricing within the store, please reach out to either Andrew or myself. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you so much.